Alright, welcome everyone. This is episode 1 of a new podcast I think that we're going to be doing from now on. Yeah, anything you want to say to ease us into things, gents?
That was potentially the worst intro to anything that I've ever heard.
I think a funeral has more of a hype intro than that.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm ExcelHD from ExcelHD YouTube channel. I'm joined by Mr. Bio and Wadism, and this is the very first podcast of the official Winkies YouTube channel. How are you both doing, guys?
Banging, mate.
Can't complain.
Fantastic.
Right, at least we got the intro done.
So, I was thinking earlier, what if you could invent a perfect video game? Like, flawless, pretty much in every way, shape and form. What would it be? What sort of like setting would you go for? What sort of gameplay would you go for? Would you be more...
For me,
yeah,
it would be. Well, there's a show called SAO which is set where it's like VR but it's full dive. So when you move your arm, you move it in game, and it's full on like you're in the game. But
okay, so what you're saying is,
like,
sorry to interrupt,
Skyrim.
but what you're saying is, porn.
Porn. Well, that could be a feature if you want it, like The Witcher. But I'd go for like a Skyrim, but you control the character full on, like health, while like you're experiencing it in like the Skyrim world. I reckon that would be without bugs. Because could you imagine falling under the map? You'd be fucked. But I'd love a game like that.
I think the bugs would make it more fun if they had an impact on real life, though. So, for example, if your body was yeeted halfway across the map, you just maybe they could put it on like one of them bungee cords or something like that, and they'll just fling you around this room while you got your VR headset on.
I don't even want to ask about sex scenes then.
I'm sure you've got 4D cinemas these days. I'm sure they can think of something that would have a similar effect, you know, of the quelchiness of said act.
Can I just ask, with this game, is its sole intention to make as much money as possible, or to be the greatest game ever that people enjoy playing?
It's just preference, just yours. Like, if you were to play a game for the rest of your life, what would you have? How would you make it?
Okay. I thought you meant from a business standpoint to make them as much money as possible, because I would have just said Fortnite without the building. Make the sequel to Fortnite, no building. It's easier for players who haven't played in a long time to come back and play again, and you know.
Could you imagine an IRL battle royale, like to be able to play it based off not your skill of the game, but what you could do in real life? You could settle so many arguments. Like, who would win in a fight without someone getting hurt? Who would be the better killer?
I would be able to out-eat the opponent.
If it's Cruisin' Royales, you're just going to see Nick in the corner with the bloody big pizza.
Just me, like a buffet
Royale
or something, just like, I'll have 6 of them. Yeah, no, to be fair, that was one thing I never liked about Fortnite, was the building. I found, because you get it with every game, you get people that obsess over it, and you, to be honest, Dan, you're probably one of them. But you get people that...
What do you mean?
You know exactly what I mean. You know what I mean.
Competitive.
I'm assuming we'll go with competitive for the sake of keeping friendly.
On the terms of
Kyle, I'm talking.
Oh, you fucking stopped.
I took a breath. I put a comma in my sentence. And you took the opportunity and jumped straight in with your own little escapade of fun.
Alright, Dan and I will remain quiet for the remainder hour.
The hour?
Lovely.
Oh, that's
lovely. It's going to turn into the Nick's Ego show once more. Anyway.
Continue.
What I was saying was, you get your people that become so fixated on how quickly they can build and stuff like that, and I just saw the building as an obstacle on it. Like, it was between me shooting the other person, and I know it's obviously quite an integral part of the game, but I just found it quite annoying, to be honest, which is, I think, is why I found happy ground with Cuisine Royale, for example. Because it's basically Fortnite. It's Fortnite cross with PUBG, cross with H1, in all the good ways, I think.
Yeah.
I think given it's only a few weeks old, there's a lot of work that could be done, which I think it could be a seriously big game if it's marketed right, if it's done right. And I mean, I hadn't even heard of the game until about 3 days ago, and I've already now seen, 100 people playing it on Twitch a minute. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's just one of them, I think.
Oh hell, your first stream back, you're rocking 10 views, and that's the first stream back. If it was a boring ass game, guarantee no one would stick
not even
around
10
after.
people watch the videos, so it's a good start. You're right. As for my it's not Fortnite or Battle Royale related. I personally, I don't know if this is just depending on my mood, or you don't even have to relate it to what I was going to relate it to. But if you could have like a Fallout, basically Fallout meets No Man's Sky and set in the Star Wars universe.
Ooh, that's a shout.
But like, can you imagine flying from planet to planet at your own free will? You can customize your spaceship. You can be a bounty hunter if you wanted to. You could be a rebel. You could be you could be Imperial. You could be Jedi. You could be whatever you wanted.
So like an MMORPG.
Yeah. But with the No Man's Sky traveling engine, if that makes sense. So you can travel in space wherever you want. You can, it sort of randomly generates stuff within a limit, or maybe they're constantly updating planets or something like that, or yeah, it's got its own universe in game which is expandable or what have you. Just something like that. I think I would
want them to add where, like, because in a lot of games, like, how if you play a game through and you know how the ending is, and say you don't like the ending where you feel like nothing you do can change it. I want a game that's like that, but no matter what you do, there's like a million outcomes. Like, because a lot of games like that still have a linear story pattern where the outcome's still often the same. But say, like, legitimately the smallest thing, like if you decide to stand in a shop for 30 seconds longer than you should, you might save someone in the ending because you've like caused a chain of reaction. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that theory. To be fair, I've always thought that, like in real life. To be fair, like I've always thought if maybe I'd had one less biscuit that day, I could be dead. And I cling on to that thought, and it just goes away. And then I realise I'm still alive, and I'm talking to you, Sado. So
great, yeah. I'm gonna flip this whole idea on its head real quick. I'm gonna go for a game that what the population will like, as opposed to myself. Have you ever heard of a game called Escape from Tarkov?
I've heard of it.
No.
Okay, so in that game, you make runs. You kill players and scavs, and you collect loot which you can then escape with and store. Okay, so imagine a game like that, a Battle Royale-esque game, where instead of being the last person alive, it's to get as much loot as possible, but in the Skyrim sort of era, with quests, with AI to speak to and kill. Imagine that.
So it's online,
so like Minecraft.
Yeah,
sort
online as well.
Thing.
You can bump into players as well. I feel that would be very popular. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not very good at explaining it. Or? Oh yeah, respawn, but you lose. You lose the items that you had on you at the time. You can put them in a stash.
Like Rust, where you're not.
Dan, I think you've just invented RuneScape.
It's similar to RuneScape. It's similar.
Medieval Rust.
Right, I think that's enough for that one, right?
That's covered. Yeah, I think we've killed that one.
We've fucking killed it and then stabbed it in the neck 3 times. We've talked about it for 10 minutes.
Alright, so this one is sort of just like more of a curious question, but if you could be successful in every area of your life, say you pursued something, and no matter what you did in that area, it was successful, so rather a sports player, video game developer, actor, in that area you decided to go, and it was all successful, what would you pick? Would you be like an actor? Would you be a sports star, like YouTuber? Like if you were just to get it to the best you could in that sort of category.
I'll go first because I've got an insightful answer to this question.
If I wasn't a failure, I don't really know what I'd pick. What's gonna make me the most money?
I'd say an item, an inventor, entrepreneur.
I could invent something.
Gucci designer.
Look at Jeff Bezos.
I don't even know who that person is.
He invented Amazon, pretty much.
But you're saying, does this mean everyone likes me as well? Like, if I was to be a streamer or a YouTuber or something, would people like me? I wouldn't be like Alinity throwing cats over me. If I did that, would I get a load of abuse?
Can I dislike Dan if he does go down that route?
Yeah, alright, so you're like PewDiePie, where you're liked by most people. You've got your haters and the media sometimes thing, but say you did media, 90% of the audience like you. An actor, you're one of those actors like Danny DeVito, like...
Everyone
I don't know, Leonardo DiCaprio, everyone loves. It's not like
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser, where there's like controversy, or Lindy, where there's controversy.
Like Kevin
The majority
Spacey.
of people like you. Yeah, you're like Keanu Reeves.
Oh, okay. You know what?
A sports star, you're like Federer or something.
I think, I don't know. So obviously I could be a footballer, earn like 50k a week, right? But that means I actually have to
Thing
go
is,
and
you're-
do something.
Yeah, and you retire at like 38 or something like that. And
But I
that's
could
it.
be a
That's it, you're done.
YouTuber. I could sit at home all day. The ad rev's not that great, but if I surpass
Alright,
1 million
say all-
subs, then
Thing is with
whatever
that,
you
though,
do,
with
they
the,
will pay over $1 million.
right, I'll be a content creator then. Fuck it.
but with that as a job though, how long can you do that for before you can potentially
What, a
retire?
content creator?
Yeah, because I
I'd
mean,
say-
realistically, are people in 15 years' time going to be watching people that are about to die?
You said always successful. Mate, I'm going to be a 95-year-old YouTuber streaming Cuisine Royale, right? Getting
Guys, welcome back to the
20
80th
bombs.
anniversary.
That's going to be me.
To be honest, my question was more just in general, like not related to Kyle's question.
In
Like,
terms of like retiring and like you said that, I don't think it will be the same. Like all the YouTubers we know today, I reckon it'll be a new generation, and I reckon it'll be a completely new media of platform. I don't think YouTube and Twitch will be
this is
the
what I'm
one
saying.
around.
But them people, do you think, like say the ones that are on, I don't know, 1 to 500k, who aren't
yeah,
big money, but they're, they can do it
They
as a
come
job.
up.
Yeah, would they? You wouldn't be able to retire on that money. You would have to.
I feel
You would have to
But then this
probably
is-
get another job, right?
it would depend on the individual, because I feel if you're smart enough, you're not going to be. Because, like PewDiePie, for instance, he's known as a brand, essentially, of PewDiePie, not just him as an individual.
Yeah.
So I reckon even a smaller YouTuber, if
The
you can
difference
create a
between him and the
brand-
people I'm talking about is 89.5 million subs.
Yeah. Well, I know this is going to be a weird thing, but there's a guy I watch on Twitch. I'm friends with him. He does it full time. He has average around 50 viewers. He has about 2,000 followers on Twitch, 3,000, and he does it full time, and he's developing a brand. I feel like he couldn't retire, but if he's sort of smart with it and keeps going over a few years, by the time it gets to that stage where like a new platform goes, like YouTube and Twitch may die, but you can carry your brand onto whatever platform you go onto and bring in your sort of connections, influences in other areas. Sort of like, because YouTube is doing celebrity interviews now, and they're almost becoming merged. Like it's not a complete bracket of YouTubers, actors, directors. They're all merging into like one big category now of just pure entertainment, and that's what I mean by brand.
Yeah, no, I agree there. But how long can that last? Can you make a life worth of that?
I reckon you can if you put your money away and do smart with it. But say you spent it all and purely just off income, I don't think so. No.
But would you rather watch a YouTuber who's 40 and quite settled down and quite serious with stuff, or would you rather watch an autistic 16-year-old pinging around the room? Do you know what I mean? Like, but the thing, yeah. But when you consider the major percentage of YouTube audiences these days, they are people below the age of 16,
Yeah. It just depends
which
on
should be your
personality.
target audience, essentially.
Yeah.
Not in a
What's
nonce
that,
way,
Nick
not in a
Copper thing?
paedophile way. I must clear that up.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I'm just saying
Be-
that is where
because
the percentage of the market is.
statistically,
right?
over 25, majority of the people will be stuck at work or like family matters. When kids, they often don't even go to school, get home, watch YouTube, watching YouTube while at school, watching Twitch. Yeah, that's why you target that sort of audience.
Like this is what I mean. Like, I don't think there's. I mean, it's too early to tell considering the platform's been around since 2004? Is it 2005?
Yeah.
So
It's still
what's
going
that?
strong,
Like
and that's
15 years. But
16.
you look at people like when I first started watching YouTube, like Ray William Johnson, for example. He was massive at the time, and I don't
was his
even remember Ray William Johnson. I don't even remember the last time I saw. I mean, he got people to step in on his channel, and it just died. But
Yeah, he gave it to a new.
I wouldn't watch him now. Do you know what I mean? And I doubt in 10 years' time I'm going to be watching, I don't know, KSI, for example. Do you know what I mean? Because he's going to be a 35-year-old man, or however old he is at this moment. Do you know what I mean? He's going to be a 35-year-old man.
Hey, by then, KSI will be a professional boxer. Don't you worry.
Yeah. He'll be a professional and retired by then.
And that's on to my second question. What will ExcelHD be in 10 years' time?
Well, I hope the answer's dead.
Bean Lord.
You know, probably right. Let's picture this. Okay, probably working a terrible 9-to-5 job. Very, very upset. His wife doesn't like him. She's seeing another guy called Clive. Right. His 2 sons. They're both dickheads. They both get detentions all the time in school. One of them's on the verge of getting kicked out. He's very sad. He lives in a shit 2-bedroom apartment. His upstairs neighbours are dickheads that complain about the children all the time. The landlord's on the verge of kicking him out. The only thing on Excel's mind is his old YouTube channel, which is the only thing that made him happy. He wants to do it again, but his channel dies, so no one watches him anymore.
Dan?
Yeah?
Has Excel got schizophrenia?
A little tiny bit.
Because he's talking about himself in third person, like he's a complete separate person.
I didn't like that question. I felt on the spot there.
Yeah, that's why I did it. I thought it'd be funny.
Right.
To be honest, I've not even planned tomorrow, let alone 10 years' time. Right. I could die.
I actually
next week.
do have a big plan. That's the funny thing.
Oh, go on then, Kyle. Let's go through the Kyle plan.
Oh, here we go. We're gonna be a full fucking day now. Jesus, get comfortable,
my wedding
boys.
cake will be made of drywall.
Worshipping you.
Go on.
No, I'm joking. Starting my own business.
Doing.
That is like it's media. It's in the media market.
What sort of media?
Development. That's all I can really say for legal reasons.
Developing what?
Just, I don't know, technology and all that.
What sort of technology, Kyle?
What the fuck do you think technology, gaming, ware, software,
there you go, you could have said
like
that. You could have said
what do you mean? What do you think? It could be anything. It could be phones. It could be a fucking automatic dildo. It could be an arse wiper. Anything electronic. There's plenty of things to choose from.
I'm developing a thing.
Actually, here you go. I'm going to develop a device that can make beans spread on toast nicer than what Nick found.
Oh, insert the picture now. Insert the picture. Post Excel.
No. Right, that's a bad example. I made some earlier, right? And the toast, I put it in for 3.5 minutes to the second. Perfect amount of time. Nice and brown on one side, sort of slightly crispy on the other side. But that's the soft side. So soft's the fun, bite is the action.
Right.
Anyway, grated cheese on. Oh no, sorry. I've missed a part. I've missed a very integral part to the construction of this absolute beautiful thing. So real butter. I don't know. It might have been Lurpak, but
which is
real
fake butter.
I've done goofed, but yeah, real butter on the toast. Obviously not on the bread.
I'm frowning in my camera.
I don't care. Grated cheese on top of that. Doing the actions as well, and then put the baked beans down. But I spread them with a knife this time, like that, and I sort of did it to the corners.
I'm going to criticise you.
And then.
No, I'm going to criticise you. I'm going to criticise you. Right, if you've got to spread your beans out with a knife, you're doing it wrong. Right? It's got to be straight out of the pan or the microwavable tub, and that's how you spread it. If you have to do it with a pan or with a knife, you've failed. You've failed as a baked beans on toast man. You failed. No knives should be used in the process.
Bean enthusiast.
He's getting more and more passionate as this conversation gets on.
I'm just getting heated, that's all.
Ladies and gentlemen,
as you can have yours.
Dan's an expert beansman.
Yeah, and I want to hear how the expert of beans has his baked beans on toast, because frankly, this is ridiculous.
Okay, so get 2 nice pieces of brown bread.
Nah, sick in the head.
Put them in the toaster.
This is going.
3 to 4 minutes.
You don't have to agree.
Oh.
Put the beans, before doing that, put the beans in a pan. Heat them till they start bubbling. Stir every 20 seconds.
I'll keep going.
The beans are nice and moist. The toast is nice and crunchy. You lay the toast out, but instead of putting it straight onto the plate, you stack it like this.
Yeah.
I'm doing it in my webcam to ensure it doesn't go soggy straight away.
Oh, what's next?
Turn the hob off.
Oh, what's after that?
Turn the hob off. You get the pan. You put the toast down. just like the sunbathing. You gently pour the beans all over the toast in an even fashion. But cover half the bread. Half the bread, have a rest on the plate. So the top part of the bread does not go moist. Then get a packet of grated cheese. Put half a bag on. Put the bag of cheese away.
Cheese yourself.
Take your plate. Put it on the table. Get a tissue to the right side and your knife and fork. Then tuck in.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the ExcelHD cooking channel from the ExcelHD YouTube channel. Thank you, Dan.
It's okay.
I have a few questions. I was just gonna say, why is your toast getting soggy?
Well, no, you just
Surely
it lets it air out a little bit. You know, if you put it in a pyramid, right? Listen, like, you obviously don't know what you're talking about. That picture you sent of your beans on toast, right? The toast was white. It looked fucking. It looked like fucking Bowser had wiped his willy all over it. It was moist and sweaty. The beans were put in an unproportioned line, right? There was beans everywhere, right? There was bits of water on it, right? Don't come at me with your beans on toast baloney and question me about my beans on toast abilities. I am the best at it, right? I came up with the mean beans. I probably didn't do that, but, you know.
Why does it look like a mass murder? It looks like no Russians airport.
It does look awful.
I'm looking at the photo
Put the
now.
picture on screen again,
My
Post
baked beans
Excel.
on toast.
That's what I have. There you go. I'm holding it up.
Post
on the webcam.
Excel. I want the picture on the screen right now. I want to spend 10 seconds just looking at it as it zooms closer and closer to the beans on toast.
And can we get absolute silence with just the Vanos elevator music?
Yes.
That's not my best work. In my defence, right, I rushed that. I was running late, and there was no food in the house. I didn't have any cheese to grate on it. I was hungry, so I didn't let the toast cook for the specific amount of time that we're going for. No, Kyle, Nick's talking now. Shh.
In defence of the whole thing, we do have to move on from beans. We've been talking about it for legitimately 4.5 minutes now. Pure beans.
Right, I want the next topic. It relates to what Kyle was on about earlier. Right, if you had to set up a perfect business, what would it be? Okay, I've got a very good one, and I'd like to share my business idea with you guys, okay?
Alright.
Get yourself strapped in, because I have a cracking business. Right? So, at work today, you know, my bladder was rumbling a little bit. I needed to go to the bathroom, and that is where I thought of this ingenious idea.
I do a lot of my thinking on the toilet, to be fair.
Yeah,
so yeah,
it's the best place.
I can already
for
tell
it.
this is going to be good.
Mine's post-wank.
Cheers, Kyle.
Yeah,
Carry on,
thanks
then.
for the input. Anyway, okay. So you know what a portaloo is?
Yeah.
My favourite place on planet Earth.
What if I bought 100 portaloos, made them look very cool, graffiti all over them, but nice graffiti, not like fucking Nick was here on the side of it. Proper nice looking graffiti, you know. I had a jamming device fitted into the portaloo. I also had soundproofing all on the inside so no one could hear. Okay? Dot them around, one in the Trafford Centre, 2 in London, 1 in Blackpool, you know, so on, so on. Put them all over the world.
So it becomes a tourist attraction in a sense.
In a way. So what happens is
okay.
you enter the loo, and the doors lock behind you.
To play.
No, the doors lock behind you. You do your business. The only way you can get out of that portaloo is by putting a pound into the coin slot.
Oh god, it's a self-capture device. It essentially made a human bear trap.
Because of the soundproofing, no one can hear you. Because of the jamming device, your phone signal is non-existent. The only way you can get out is by putting £1 into the coin slot. And that is my business idea.
Oh
I
no,
mean,
I have the worst mental image.
That's a great idea then, until the first person discovers that, leading you to ultimately make a grand total of £1.
Yeah,
I'm just picturing... Yeah, good point.
But what if you need a
How much is this
piss?
investment going to be?
I'm picturing Nick ordering a pizza and then going to this toilet, realising he doesn't have a pound, and in his sheer panic of hearing the pizza guy come up, his bed falls back and the vacuum sound starts and he just T-poses in the toilet. And all you hear is the walls start shaking and just...
His T-posing arms break the side of it and they just stick out. It's a walking Portaloo.
This meme, Nick, developed from you yesterday with the vacuum. Or the other
Don't
day.
spoil it for him. Don't
You
spoil it for
disappeared.
him. Don't spoil it. I want to
You
edit
don't
it nicely
understand
for
it.
him. That was obviously a good business idea, okay? It was a very,
incredible,
very good
honestly.
business idea. So what do you guys have?
I have got an idea, and I have spoken about it before. It's basically Uber Eats, but for prostitutes. Now you can
get a
leave
gift
them
card.
Yeah, you can get gift cards. You can rate the services out of 5. You can pick what selection of things you want. You can sort of browse the catalogue, and you can. We're not exclusive to certain genders or sexualities here. There's a section for midgets. There's a section for male and female. There is a section if you're just feeling a bit lonely. There's a section for just conversational sort of prostitution.
I have one question.
Go on, I'm all ears.
So, you're saying this prostitute Uber Eats, okay? Is it not just prostitution? Because you can go online, ring one, and then they'll come to your house.
Yeah, but it's on an app, so it's a bit more user-friendly, you see. Now, the problem I found with prostitution apps in the past, Dan, is that they're difficult to find. It's
because they're illegal.
Yeah, with Uber under the sheets, as I'm going to call it, you can literally just find it on the App Store. It's the first thing that comes up. It's very easy to log into. You can have an account that you can link to your Facebook. It can give you a little status update on, Nick was here with Sharkeisha.
Shockisha?
Sharkeisha, it's a traditional African
I thought you said Shockisha.
No.
Yeah, same.
No. Just a little idea, really, I had. Although, now you mention it, there are a few plot holes in it. But anyway, I'm asking for £50,000. So
how much
anyone
equity?
I plan to make £1 million in the first month.
You want £50,000 for what? 10%, 15%, 20% equity?
100% for me. Give me money, please.
Not a charity.
I'm very serious.
Oh no! I was gonna say, where's my ROI? My return of interest payout? I'm not paying for that. Do I get a free hand job in the back of my ute?
Yeah, but it's from me. Does that change the deal at all? Or?
I'll give you 100,000.
I think I'd rather eat your beans.
You can eat my beans if you want, Kyle.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I think that was a pretty terrible business idea there. Mine shot that way out of water.
Yeah,
so, Kyle,
do
you have an extra one, or are you just skipping this because you already said about your future plans?
In terms, I'll go like a legitimate answer for this. In terms, if anyone's starting,
Saying mine wasn't legit.
I meant.
It had plot holes.
Okay.
I'll be honest.
What are you talking about? It's a genius idea.
There was a few.
I feel
sort of
physical
inconsistencies.
Businesses with physical items will be harder and harder to produce rather than like an online business, because there's a growing demand for anything online. Online media, online shopping, everything online seems to be going. Everything physical is getting bought out by online shopping. So I feel
what
like
you're
start
saying
a business.
is e-girls that are prostitutes.
There you go.
I knew you'd like that idea.
Dan,
Hello?
viruses that require $1 to get your computer back. There you go. Online version of your shop.
How would you spread the virus if people start talking about it?
With your Pornhub link, with your app. There you go, joint business. I just connected your two businesses together. He has a downloadable app that puts a virus in your computer that you have to pay £1 that goes to Dan to get the virus off to then receive your prostitute at home.
Okay, and then when you get the clap and you go to the toilet, Dan comes into play.
Exactly. It creates
Genius.
a cycle. What happens when you go to the toilet? Well, gents, you sometimes want to wait. But you don't want to
Well,
do it yourself.
okay, Kyle.
So you realize...
I've never looked at a toilet and thought, I want to wank now.
You're getting in the plot holes. On that note, Jen.
Oh, that's the biggest plot hole here, Kyle. Is that the biggest plot hole, yeah?
Alright, we've been going for 32 minutes. Do we want to wrap it up or one more
Well,
topic?
usually I only last 2 of them.
Oh, good on you.
Okay, so I'd like to say my
One more
other.
topic to end it?
Yeah, can I say mine?
Yeah.
It's a very.
Yeah,
It's similar to the last one. Obviously, my last one was the perfect business. But what if you just sat at your desk right now playing Fallout 76 or StarCraft or whatever game you want to play, and Mark Zuckerberg walks in. He says he grabs you by the collar or the shirt or whatever you're wearing, or your nipple if you're shirtless, and he says, "I want you to make the perfect social media." What do you do?
I'd tell everyone to go outside and read a book.
Twitch thoughts. So many Twitch thoughts.
I had a good idea.
Okay, yeah, actually, I prefer Kyle's idea.
I had a very good idea for this. Once again, I was on the toilet when I thought of this. So, right. I'm looking at what I can make the most profit from. Me and Mark. I want to go on holiday with him. So we need to have an idea where we can get as much profit as possible. So I thought, messenger apps. What can we do? Right, there's so many. There's too many. And then that led me to dating apps. I thought of the greatest dating app idea ever.
I am interested. Go on.
Hinder.
That sounds ghastly.
I've never heard of an app like that before, Dan. Please continue.
Hinder is a Hindu's version of Tinder, where only Hindus are allowed to use it. As you join the app, there's an authentication system where you have to take a photo with a sheet of paper stating your name, and you have to write the app's name on it. You also have to show your Hindu certificate on the app.
Is it like face recognition on the phone, except it recognises a bindi spot?
Yeah. And this will be sent to an employee of mine who will validate whether you're a Hindu or not. Just like border control, but reversed.
It's like a Snapchat.
Yeah, except you're letting them in, not kicking them out.
Yeah.
But that also leads me to another idea. Is Minder.
Go on, Dan.
Tinder for Muslims. And then, if you want to get extra special, you could also have Minder. Do you know what Minder is?
Childminders.
No.
Ooh, what is it, Dan?
It's Grindr for people that can read minds.
Oh, hey, Dan, I've got one.
I knew you were going to say that.
Toucher.
Oh yeah.
For all the priests.
I think you're getting a bit off
I
track
think
here, Kyle.
Kyle's
I think that's a bit silly,
misunderstanding
that,
the
mate.
concept of this.
Yeah. I think that's a little
Yeah,
bit
just taking this
misunderstood,
too
that.
far.
Nick, man with the many ideas. Come on, let's hear yours.
So it's called Belinda, and it's a dating app for people called Belinda.
I walk a
Only road, the only road that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's only me and I walk
Alright
alone.
guys, that will be wrapping up the podcast. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for next week's episode. Wadism, Excel, is there anything you'd like to say before we go?
No.
No, also no.
Excellent. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Click the links down below for individual channels, and we'll catch you on the next group channel. Probably edited by me, most likely not, I don't know.